What's up guys, Omni here. You guys know how it goes, another day, another video. Last night I tweeted I sleep. What recent news, topic, tweets, videos you want me to talk about tomorrow? Hey guys, today is Monday, it's the last week of October, okay? Mariah Carey is already hitting like the top 500 in the box office, okay? She's waking up, she's thawing up, all right? It's Christmas time. Just forget it. You know what? Skip Halloween, it's already Christmas. We have a lot to talk about today. Oh my God. If any of you guys have been paying attention to what's been happening for like the past couple of days in the streamer space, on the internet and everything, it has been an absolute shit show. I cannot believe how much is happening in 2025. We were streaming on twitch.tv/Inferno Omni and we were covering a lot of these topics that I'm going to summarize for you in today's video. And then in the middle of streaming, quite literally, we get like backslapped by Mizkif, a streamer who comes in out of nowhere and just starts streaming live. We were there when it happened. Where were you when Mizkif went live? So literally all of you guys are asking me to kind of talk about this. Okay, Dexardo said Twitch streamer Emiru has accused fellow streamer Mizkif of assault, abuse, stalking, harassment, and threats of blackmail. That's right, every single thing that you can think in the book when it comes to having a crazy ex-boyfriend. It seems like Gang did it over here, according to Emiru. If you guys recognize the name Emiru or her face, it's because she is the exact same person who was harassed at TwitchCon, okay? So she's kind of had a very rough week plus of having to deal with nonsense, unfortunately. So this is the second thing that she came up to talk about, is her relationship with this guy Mizkif. So you already know who Emiru is. You're probably caught up. She's a streamer. She was with OTK. You may not know who Mizkif is. Mizkif is also a streamer. He was also a part of OTK, one of the founding members as well. And he's been in the streaming space for quite a while. I think he was like the cameraman of like Ice Poseidon, a guy from a very long time ago. And he rose up the ranks, and then a couple of years back, like him and the rest of OTK, they were like basically one of the biggest streamers of all time. They used to stream with like Pokimane and Valkyrie and all the people in LA and Austin and stuff. So there was a space until there were some allegations that came out between him and, I don't remember, it was like SA cover-ups that people were talking about. It's been a long time since that happened. There was also some other things that came out, like messages of him being in the car and calling people the N-word, like just literally being absolutely racist to people for no reason. And now he's being called out again, this time by his ex-girlfriend Emiru. So here's the video. It's called The Last 3 Years of My Life, trigger warning, Mizkif, okay? Definitely some trigger warnings that I'm going to try to dance around without any kind of details, okay? But you do need to know that SA is involved. But yeah, she had went live on stream on Twitch to talk about her situation with Mizkif, and a quick follow-up with TwitchCon, okay? The TLDR when it comes to TwitchCon is that apparently TwitchCon has been doing more lying. When it came to her situation, apparently they were not giving up the name of the person that basically that they found out. They found the person's name. They weren't telling her manager. So they were just kind of in the dark. Police were trying to call to let them know that they don't have any information. So even though we get these apologies from like Dan Clancy on Twitch and all of this jazz, it seems like their bottom line is taking care of their bottom line and not the highest priority, which is security and its creators, okay? Emiru, who is a victim in this situation, completely pissed off with how she's being handled. And even then, she's still being very nice about it. So the rest of us basically have to be pissed off for her. So that's TwitchCon. Now, talking about her and her relationship with Mizkif, she essentially dropped a 1 hour and 30-minute stream, okay? She was streaming this on twitch.tv, and then she went and uploaded it on YouTube. And after she started talking about TwitchCon, it took her a while to kind of like, you know, get back into it. This was a lot to kind of express. Like, this is a lot for her. She started talking about her relationship with Mizkif and all of the allegations.
Honorable mention reason for why I'm doing this is that for a while, he has been indirectly threatening me through my friends and people that I work with. They've informed me that he said that if I ever talked about anything he did, he would try to create a smear campaign against me in retaliation. I was told that he even approached other streamers who were close with us back when we lived together, asking them if they would join with him, and they all refused. At TwitchCon, he approached one of my employees, threatening them and saying if I ever talked about him, he would destroy me. Multiple people have told me that his plan was to claim that I kill animals and that I killed my own rabbits, since I had several of my rabbits pass away over the course of 3 years while I lived with him. I'm sure he's probably listening now, and it's probably going to come as quite a shock to him that this information made its way back to me and that I've known for months. But if you try to threaten me to stay quiet, especially using my poor dead animals, I'm not going to stay quiet.
Okay, so this was her coming out to basically talk about the fact that she knew that her ex, Mizkif, was going to basically retaliate if she came out to talk about the abuse that she went through while they were in the relationship, which she was 100% spot on the money. Like, while we were watching this, when it was still live, like as soon as it was still going on, literally Mizkif came out immediately with a response with the video. More on that one later. Again, I'm gonna do my best to give you guys the information objectively first, because I'm a little bit I'm already kind of caught up, but I'm gonna catch up really fast. But yeah, this is her basically expressing that, yeah, Mizkif was going to come after her and try to recruit other people in their circle to try to basically smear and you know, a smear campaign.
I would tell him, you know, it scared me, I don't like it. And one time he would throw bottles, like plastic bottles with liquid in it, not like glass bottles, at me, despite me telling him like I didn't like it and it scared me and I bruise very easily. He would throw his phone at me. I would tell him, you know, it scared me, I don't like it. And one time it even hit me in the eye, which caused me to get a black eye. But he always, you know, was like, oh, it's an accident. And I was like, oh yeah, it's an accident. Like, you know, of course I'm not gonna think that, you know, he's, yeah, I just, at the time, I just kind of was, you know, I just brushed it off. And looking back now, I feel like that was kind of the start of him testing my boundaries,
yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. So again, I can't sit with the whole video for you guys because it's an hour and a half. So again, I'm just playing a few clips so that you guys can see some of the context. Some of the more I'm about to show you is going to be some of the text messages that they basically exchanged that show that Mizkif was basically obsessed with numbers when it comes to Twitch and was completely jealous that Emiru was basically, you know, overshooting him. But you need to know that the basis of this whole situation is that Emiru lived in Kansas. Okay, she was chilling, but she was in fact not chilling because she had a stalker situation going on. And Mizkif comes out of nowhere, and they're both talking. And Mizkif is basically brings them into the house, the little streamer house that they have in Texas. Seems like they developed a little bit of a relationship while they were hanging out, even though she had stalker situations. And then as that continued to progress, Mizkif's recollection, which was a bit strange. It felt like almost a fanfic as he was telling his side of the story. But the point is that while they were together, they were streaming and he would get jealous. He would punch walls. He would slam doors. He would get very aggressive, doing a lot of yelling and shouting. Whenever they would both be streaming together, if he had more viewers, he would be, you know, happy doozy, la 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 la. But if she started to overtake him, he would start to get incredibly depressed. She's also claimed that he has done other things, like they're both driving in the car. He'll be going 150 miles per hour and saying like, yeah, wouldn't it be just crazy, you know, if somebody just died or something, like making crazy statements while also still driving really fast in the car, which is another form of abuse, psychological abuse, literally getting harassed while she's on stream and message talking about like, hey, I'm going to KMS because all these things are happening, berating her nonstop. Every type of form of abuse that you can think of, it seems like it entered this situation. It also talks about a situation as well where there was one point in time she was crying. Okay, and she was not feeling very good. And I think at this point they had post breakup and he came to the house to kind of console her. But then in the middle of her being vulnerable and crying, he tried to put his hands in her pants. And then she yelped and he backed off. And then he's like, oh, I think I did something wrong, and never really came back to apologize for that situation. And then eventually kind of, you know, train her and coerce and said, hey, I just want to let you know, we need to talk this through, by the way. We need to rehearse this out, okay? I never did anything to you. There was no essay. This is exactly what happened, which seems to be par for the course because Mizkif has also been exposed by multiple women in the industry now at this point ever since Emiru has come out. Apparently, the only reason why Emmy even came out in the first place is because she found out that Mizkif was doing similar patterns and antics with other women. And she felt like if it was just her, she could have just kept it and maybe just tried to move past it. But even when she tried to kind of move past it with Mizkif, it sounds like he was trying to create a hate brigade and control the narrative around the situation that happened between those two. So there's a part in the video where she's dropping receipts when it comes to like how Mizkif basically acts. And it's actually like, it sounds like a toddler. Like if you just read this without knowing who is saying what, you would think that like some 7-year-old person is literally on the other end of it. It's so basically the situation is that they're streaming and she's playing World of Warcraft or something, and then she's in the dungeon and she's tanking. And apparently she's doing this tank thing, because I don't know much about World of Warcraft. I just know some of the classes. She's tanking, and apparently she's better than Mizkif, and Mizkif is upset. He's worried because his chat is going to say that Emmy is better than me at tanking. And it is literally throwing him into a spiral in a loop for how the fact that he's like, why did you tank? You always do this. You don't know how to respect boundaries. Everything that you do is false or is a lie, or you're just doing this to get attention. You're just XYZ. Extremely controlling. So controlling is absolutely terrifying. She says, I don't understand what you want me to do. And he's like, not tank. Just that simple. And she's like, what does that even mean? You already played warrior when I told you we're going to get compared. Don't pull. I'm going to pull aggro because I'm a warrior. No, you're not. Another warrior can tank, right? So he's just basically trying to basically say, like, he feels bad because the Emmy's going to look better. And he's literally giving her just as much shit as possible to make her feel bad. The end of the clip here has to do with him basically spazzing out and saying, tank Emmy, do it. Let me handle all the hates, the criticism, the you're worse than Emmys, the Emmy is so much better, the people saying you're better in every chat, the comparison says nobody will ever be on my side, let me deal with it. You have fun. I asked you to not become a tank, and you didn't listen. And now is the classic, what was I supposed to do? I'm not dealing with this, --p --. So like, if you just look at this one interaction, okay, of probably over a year of them being in a relationship, and this is just a tiny piecemeal of what was happening. Good Lord. Oh my God. Then she showed up some more receipts where there was a point where they finally ended things and she went no contact after all of this. And this man reached out to her over 30 to 40 times. After the relationship and the no contact ended, usually between the times of 12 a.m. and 3 a.m. with these trunks of saying, hey, I need you. I want to talk to you. I love you. I want to be with you. Please forgive me. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Hey, 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 this will be the last time I talk to you. Okay, but no, really, but let's talk about this. So nonstop, over and over and over and over and over, reaching out to somebody who does not want to communicate back.
At the time, he also would more often do things like going, like if we were driving in the car together, he would be going like 150 miles an hour. And like one time he even said like, well, now we're both gonna die, like threatening to kill both of us. And this wasn't like even necessarily because of me or like because of something I did a lot of the time. Like one of the times that it happened, it was because we were just getting food and he was on his phone and he saw that Mr. Beast had put out a video and Mr. Beast had invited another streamer and he was like, oh, Mr. Beast invited this guy to his video, not me. And I was like, oh, well, you know, like, huh, yeah, I guess so. Which led to him going 150 miles per hour in the car and talking about killing himself while doing it.
So, man's literally saw Mr. Beast make a video with another person and decided to spiral out and put himself, Emmy, and people on the road at danger because he didn't get invited to a Mr. Beast video, which is, I 100% believe is true. He's actually, in his response, he confirms the literal majority of what Emmy has said in terms of all the stories, and said, you know what, I go fast. Sometimes I just go fast. Everyone goes fast in Austin, right? Basically confirming, he didn't debunk it. He didn't say that it didn't happen. He was just kind of like, yeah, it did, but here's why I did it. And there's literally so much more. Like there's so many details that she shares about the situation. And apparently that's not even like the That's not all of it. It's just like, that's just like the beginning. She just gave us a little bit of the parts that were irrelevant. She did close the stream though, talking about that she will be having a restraining order against Mizkif. And as soon as she did finish her stream, Mizkif came out with his own response. So literally the same night, Mizkif drops his own response, literally 40 minutes. I think he was probably knowing that something was about to go down. My guess is he watched Emmy's stream, and while in the middle of doing so, he made up a response. And you know, I think he had like 40,000 viewers. Everyone was going absolutely wild over the fact that people were still trying to process what Emmy was saying. And now here's Mizkif to kind of basically give his response.
Expose everything, bro. It's time to go full demon time. It's clearly obvious at this point. It's full demon time. Why not? It is time to go full demon time. Just letting you know. There is no holding back. Who cares anymore? I will expose everything about every person that you've ever known. And it is time to go full demon time. Why not?
Don't tell me I've subbed this long for nothing.
Let's watch the world burn.
He starts off the stream before he starts reading off his response, and he's basically coming in and saying like, yeah, I'm going to respond, I'm going to defend myself, and I'm going to reveal everything that I know about everyone that I've ever interacted with. I have a lot of receipts about all of these dark people. Essentially just being like, if I got to go down, then everyone else is going down with me. The joke I made on the stream is if everybody is terrible, then nobody is terrible. But essentially trying to, a lot of people feel like it's this blackmail. So if people have information about Mizkif or stories, all right, it sounds like Mizkif is ready to basically reveal and drop bombs about everybody in the Hollywood. People calling it the freaking Mizkif files instead of the Epstein files, bro. And yeah, that's kind of was the threat that he was giving before he started making this video, before he started going into a script.
Let's watch the world fucking burn. If people want to act like this, you know, I see some people saying some very obtuse things. We can watch the world burn. Obtuse, yes. There's some people that are saying some pretty crazy things that I was seeing. I haven't even gone on Twitter. I saw other things, and I'm like, damn. But I've been around for 10 years now. A lot of you guys know. I am pretty far away from this stuff at this point. But I am totally okay with exposing a lot of things and saying things. At this point, I think it's pretty obvious. I will not be friends with any of these people after this. Ludwig was right. I am going to completely separate myself from these people in this community, which is fine, and I've already been doing it. But I have hundreds of messages and DMs from people, things that people probably would never want to get released that are very interesting for everyone, and I will be releasing it as time goes on, because why not?
So again, it hasn't started yet. He's getting ready. He did write a script for this. And he's basically saying, but yes, I'm just going to release private DMs with people that things that, you know, people don't want to see if you turn on me. Anyway, there's a lot to it. So I'm going to try to find some of the highlight clips. Okay. Some of the ones that people brought up as like the most important ones, or some of the biggest reveals from the stream, because his stream was also like 50 minutes long. We watched the whole thing on twitch.tv/InfernoOmni. And I have a feeling, again, this is not going to be the end of the situation, given the fact that, yeah, Mizkif is plans on going scorched earth.
In regards to being controlling, I told her many things. I told her to dress older, to stop wearing pajamas, to stop talking about stalkers and schizos as a whole, stop talking about past relationships, and yes, I didn't want her to travel without me. I also said that I didn't want her to hang out with specific people. This is because I didn't want her to get hurt. I didn't want Emmy to get assaulted. I didn't want some man to do something to her when I'm not there, and I wanted to keep her safe. And I know with how my mental was and who I was back then that I didn't do everything right. I know I could have done better, and I'm sorry. I know I was controlling, and I should have just ended the fucking relationship, but I was so confused as a person. And I'm sorry I did it. I'm sorry things got to this fucking point, man. The last 9 months of this relationship, things got extremely fucking toxic. I told her to move out. She didn't move out on her own. I told her to move out because I wanted space.
Okay, so he basically was kind of admitting to the fact that he was an extremely controlling person, and that's just kind of what we heard versus what he was saying. But based on what Emiru was also sharing as well, and some of the receipts that we've been seeing as well, it sounds like it went way past, like, I just want to protect you from other people hurting you, and basically I just want to control you and make sure that he confesses many times that he was using Emiru to farm for content. Like he's not being shy about it. He's literally like, yes, I'm using Emiru and her face and her likeness to farm content and to get clout. He's using her, and he's saying it without like not recognizing, I guess, the gravity of it. But yes,
Emmy were to say something about me, I would say something back. That's it. I never had a plan in my life to go after her or do anything. It was if she ever said anything, I would say something as well. And that's completely understandable. Can you clarify what, if anything, was said to her team at TwitchCon? I said that if she goes after me, then I will go nuclear. And that is exactly what I said.
Again, another clip of him saying like, hey, if you come out against me, I'm going to go nuclear. Another clip, okay, where he talks about like the phone situation, about how she would hit Emmy. And he was saying that this is basically the context.
She got a bruise from it, and I stopped. That's all that happened. I will throw you and show you an example, chat. I'm brushing my teeth right here. Look at me. I would throw my phone on the bed. I would just lob it over because I was going to bed.
So that's what his explanation when it comes to this. There's so many more clips. I don't think I can show it to you guys all here. There are now multiple clips of Mizkif coming out from over the years when it comes to kind of like being physically abusive and neglectful to his partners, specifically Maya, another streamer that's out there right now. You probably know about her because she's been raising money and funds to protect animals. She's been doing an excellent job at that as well. And Emiru as well. These clips showing up where he literally throws things at, like literally in their face, like Starbucks cups and stuff, or drops them while they're picking them up. Like he's physical, slapping the head of Maya when she got her head shaved. And it's one of those things we're doing, like the physical activity where it does not seem like it is a consensual amount of like hee ha ha playful. Like, I mean, like, I don't know about you guys, but like, if you're ever in a relationship with your partner and you're the guy, right? Usually if you're putting hands on your girl, it's because it's playful and she wants it. She likes the interaction. But it seems like a lot of the interactions when it comes physical, when we're just seeing on stream, that's not what's off stream, does not seem good. And it's usually him being very angry and aggressive to the point. There's one clip. I guess I'll show you that. The point is this video is Mizkif saying that he's going to go scorched earth. He says that Emiru basically abused her bunnies and it caused them to die. So he was, that was one of the things that said that Emmy was a bad person when it come to raised bunnies. Said that it was a toxic relationship and that they were both bad on both sides. There's also another situation where he talks about how Emmy, there was an example of Emmy basically saying that she also communicated through text where that she would say KMS. I would think KMS, the whole thing I can't say on YouTube. She would do that. However, I think he missed the point that the reason why she was feeling that kind of energy was not towards Mizkif. It was because of the situation of her constantly being stalked nonstop. So her I want to basically do something to myself has nothing to do with Mizkif. It has everything to do with the situation that she's in where there's just men everywhere stalking her. Yeah, he kind of looked at it as like she uses it on me as well. I think he's missing the context there. I think that Mizkif is missing a lot of things here. A lot of people are pointing to the fact that he might have BPD or he might have a narcissistic personality disorder. More on that one later, but let's just continue gathering more information for you guys. I'm doing my best to be as objective as possible, but it's very clear, again, was very clear that he's confirming the things that Emmy are saying and that his stream of the events just doesn't look very bad on his version. And that, he also said something about he also has been abused as well. Apparently Emmy throws plushies at him. And clothes and plushies. That's what he was saying. He's like, he went around, he punches holes in walls and slams doors, and he's a big man, and she's throwing plushies. That was his response to kind of like it's violent on both sides.
All right, that's it, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I will keep defending myself as time goes on. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys as we keep going. I appreciate you guys, and
okay. So he says he appreciates you guys, and he leaves. So again, a lot in these past 40 minutes, a lot. We'd have to again sit down again to Twitch VODs if you want to just see how I reacted to it. It's on the Twitch VODs, it's on the Twitch channel. We already kind of looked at it, but It was another worldly experience kind of watching this live because it felt like a live version of a person basically defending themselves, not like in a video or apology. It was in real time, and it was immediately right after the situation that happened with Emmy. And like, I think he had like 30,000 or 40,000 viewers while this whole thing was happening. It was I was hoping that it would get shut down somehow because I did not feel like this was going to be a good idea. The things were, it felt wildly insane. And it feels like a place where I would never want to kind of like insert myself into in this kind of way, like live. I don't want to watch these events happening out live, which seems to be about talking about abuse. Some people talk about this and say like, this is drama, ha ha ha, he pop. I'm not, I see this as like very serious shit, right? Emmy highly scarred from this and needs therapy. This gang seriously 100% needs therapy and says that he's going to therapist. And it's a bad energy, and it sounds like he is also not in a good space, and he's ready to continue to just make sure that everybody around him, if they come out against him, gets some kind of like basic expose. Here are more clips, by the way, people have been showing on both Twitter, live stream fails, and you guys sharing it with me as well in my Discords and stuff about like basically the history and the pattern of Mizkif when it comes to being in relationships. Like, so it sounds like he's kind of been, moved on from Emmy, and there's been some victims. There's other victims again as women who have come out to talk about a situation with Mizkif, and then it was Maya as well. This is I think the scary part about all of this is that it's literally like on stream. So then you just don't. That's like usually the part where a lot of people would not do those kinds of things, not give you that kind of energy. So you can kind of imagine what it would be like off stream. But here's Adept, Michaela, Milena, Cutie Cinderella, and Maya, and all five of them are kind of having a little podcast called The Real Housewives, and Maya is having an interaction currently right now with Mizkif.
I'm not talking to him today.
Well, nobody asked you to, so.
I'm not doing anything.
Okay.
Look at her face. She's so uninterested.
She said no.
Maya unimpressed. That's what that was.
2 Starbucks bags of Starbucks I got you over the past 2 days.
Oh my god!
Skip, that was
Throw
not
it back.
funny.
Throw it
Yeah,
back.
there better be. Oh my god, I would beat the shit out of him.
We're live.
What the fuck?
We're live, she says.
So yeah, she's just kind of sitting there, but I mean, I don't know what else to communicate outside of the fact that you don't throw bags. You don't throw anything. It's just, if you actually care about the person that you're with, you're not doing any of that. Like that, it's the thing is with a guy, people might be like, it was just bags, or there was stuff in the bags, but it's just bags. Okay. But showing that kind of like physical violence towards a woman will scare the living shit out of her. And punching doors and punching through walls and all of this, right? All of this physical things that are around them scares you because it's like, he might do this to me. It's called intimidation. And it's a very powerful thing.
Anyway, there's something about being trapped in a car with an angry, aggro man that is like the absolute most helpless thing. Dude, I did a guy that would go like 100 miles an hour on the, like we would fight in the car. Which was never my decision. Like, it just always, like, happened. Like, we just would, like, fight in the car, and then he'd go, like, 100. And I would, like, literally, like, beg him to slow down. I'd be so scared, and I'd cry. And then he would not slow down until I apologized.
Whoa.
So then I started driving only. Like, I wouldn't let him drive me anywhere. But then if we'd get in a fight while I was driving, he would, like, pound my ceiling in my glove box.
Ooh,
he would like
scary.
scream and like hit the ceiling and like hit the glove box and just like scream profanity.
Yeah. If that sounds familiar, that's literally the exact same situation that Emiru also explained. And it's also something that I feel like I've known people like IRL, like there's just a certain type of, a lot of guys will use it as intimidation factor, is put you in a fast car and start driving really, really fast to scare you, to absolutely freak you the hell out. I think some of you guys at home watching this video know exactly what that probably feels like, or know somebody who's been in that situation. It's again, intimidation, fear tactic. I want to also throw this in here as well. Okay, this seems to be a response that people thought was pretty positively when it comes to the Mizkif situation. Here's Alinity. Alinity has talked and made streams with Mizkif and was a part of the whole spiel. When I say a part of it, she's been in the circle. And Alinity is a streamer that she was infamously most first known for like tossing her cat, that thing. But we kind of like have moved past that situation. And she had this to say when it came to Mizkif that a lot of people felt like it was worth sharing.
Wanting him not to be alone. Because I remember how difficult it was when I was so alone. When no one wanted to talk to me, no one wanted to interact with me, no one was by my side. And so like for me, it's like a struggle between my loyalty to Miz and the fact that he was there for me when nobody else was, and then learning all these things that he did to someone that I really, really, really care about. And so I just want to conclude with saying that I believe Emmy, and that I support her, and that I really, really hope that Miz can get some help.
Yeah, which is she's caught in the middle because again, like it's like imagine like one of the worst people that people say this is the worst person I've ever met, and they've done something good for you and they've helped you personally, and you're just like now you're torn, right? Because that's loyalty. There are people who have done things for you that a larger amount of people will not like this person based on what they've done to them. And you don't want to nullify other people's experience with this person, but you don't want to completely just evaporate what they've done for you. It's a very common situation for people to fall into. I do appreciate the fact that she did stand behind Emmy, because it's like these are the type of situations where the friends would just basically try to figure out a way to defend this person. Like that's to defend him, right? But she's acknowledging like, hey, you may have done good for me, but that doesn't mean that you're allowed to go and do bad onto other people. That's not cool. And while I appreciate what you've done for me in my life and how you've taken care of me, that does not justify you going out there and ruining other people's lives. In fact, the reason why I might be in the situation that I'm in is because of how you have treated other people. And so holding your friends accountable as opposed to just trying to defend them for the sake of defending them is being more of a friend, because accountability leads to people changing versus enablers who simply allow these guys to go rampant and continue to create more victims. But I definitely 1000% empathize with Alinity here, and yeah, it's oh my god, it's just this is a debacle. But yeah, that's the long and short of it. And when I say the long and short of it, there's so much more extra detail that I can't cover. Otherwise, this video would be like 5-6 hours long. I'm going to be covering more of it on twitch.tv/InfernalOmni if you want some more of the details. But yes. Okay, Mizkif is right now, he's still fine. He's on Twitch. He plans on coming out with more information and exposing a bunch of people. The Mizkif files is live. Emiru wants to file a restraining order, and everyone online is talking about the debate. A lot of women are talking about how this is a very common occurrence when it comes to men, and how you should run from any kind of man who just basically comes in there and tries to prop you up and isolate you and then start controlling you. It's a classic tale of its time. If you guys want my opinion, this is the part where I give my opinion. Okay, this is a very classic manipulation tactic and story, old as time, that I have seen hundreds of times, where you have a guy who is insecure, deeply insecure, and also has NPD, narcissistic personality disorder type tendencies, where it seems like everything has to do with him. His mental health is not good. He looks at people as clout and numbers and value, and he's obsessed with his image and trying to portray it and keep it, and kind of uses people as for consumption in order to continue to validate himself through views, because he may not have, he's insecure. His self-worth is tied to being an influencer and his streamers and his numbers. And when that number goes down, he feels worse. When other people have bigger numbers, he feels worse. There's an inferiority complex, Napoleon complex. There's so much that's going on with this situation. And Emiru basically had to deal with the brunt end of somebody that was basically like this mentally. I think there is an argument for potentially there being a toxic thing. A lot of people in relationships have toxic things that happen. This feels very one-sided, but also in terms of the actual damage that was getting done, the physical abuse, okay? The SA abuse, all right? The ones that are like, hey, bro, these are way different than getting a plushie thrown at you, or this is way different than you guys just having a toxic relationship. The actual serious things that separate this from being two people who had a bad relationship and one person who seems to be on their end of basically be doing a lot of damage and showing a very strong pattern of doing that with everybody and women that they encounter. Shows that I think that I have not seen one single woman come out in defense of Mizkif and say, yeah, he's a good guy and he has treated me well. I have not seen anybody in support of Mizkif. So when you take into culmination everybody's testimonies, what's being said, the entire story, it feels like a tale as old as time as somebody who probably should not be in relationships and severely needs help. And is, again, kind of going scorched earth on everybody else to protect his image. Because, again, his image is a part of his ego, is a part of his self-worth, is a part of everything. So it all comes back together. There's more that I can say with here. I can continue to yap about this nonstop again. And I talked a lot about this on Twitch. The reason why I keep saying Twitch is because literally it was like an 8-hour VOD where we were talking about this. And it's so convoluted. There's a lot of social commentary around this, but TLDR, bro, no new friends. And I think you also got to see the signs. I think Emmy seems like she's the type of person I think that kind of had like low self-esteem. And I think women with low self-esteem or potentially have a little low self-worth or, scared, timid, those kind of natures, they tend to be the ones that can get capitalized on the most when it comes to men who are potentially looking for that kind of stuff. And that's why you see this dynamic play out so much. So I feel really bad for Emmy. I'll keep you guys updated. Mizkif is going to be going around making more clips and more streams. I'll let you know what he has to say as well. And yeah, let me know how you guys feel about the situation in the comments below. How do you feel about this Mizkif Emiru situation? How do you feel about Miz? How do you feel about Emmy? How do you feel that things are going forward? How do you feel about the social commentary about it? The dynamic? Are you familiar with it? I would really like to hear your thoughts. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God, bro. There's no way that this is happening, guys. There's no way. The completionist situation has now taken another new turn. We have a new video from Karl Jobst himself. It's titled "The Completionist is a Lying Con Artist." Thanks to Thunder Curry for letting me know, and a lot of you guys tell me, oh my God, this feels like this is the drama that never ends. I thought it was going to end. If you guys don't know, you guys know about the Completionist. You have to know at this point. We've talked about it so much. We've covered every single bit and piece of it. Okay, years back, the quick TLDR, the quick summary. Okay, the Dragon Ball Z recap is basically this guy named Gerard. He's the Completionist. He plays video games. He did a charity thing. People call it a scam. Mudahar and some other Garys and Karl Jobst and a lot of people basically came out and said, "Hey man, it looks like you're scamming your fans." They ambushed him. They basically said, "Yo, bro, I think you're committing fraud." Completionist was like, "I'm not," and he made a video basically kind of crapping on them, but it looked really bad because he wasn't taking accountability. Comes to find out that he was lying about a lot of things, but there was some things that he was not lying about. Man gets canceled for like months and months, and he leaves and disappears. He comes back recently over the past month to say, "Hey guys, here's all the receipts about everything that happened, and sorry, I did lie to you guys. I completely lied. I fumbled the bag. I was not supposed to do the things I did. I was misleading, XYZ, but also a lot of the claims that are being made about me are not true as well." So it's him trying to debunk what's real and what's not real and set the record straight while also taking accountability. And then at this point, you can either forgive him for misleading you when it comes to the charity frauds and just follow his content that he wants to create, or you can, go somewhere else and watch somebody else. And that was supposed to be the end of it until Karl Jobst, okay? One of the two people that was coming at the Completionist was saying that he was going to make a video because he claims that Gerard's newest video was a lie, filled with lies. How many lies? Well, from what I heard, this video is at least 4 hours long. Karl Jobst, the person that is currently on he lost a lawsuit recently with another YouTuber by the name of Billy Mitchell. And I think that's putting him in a lot of debt. And man's just trying to basically make videos to come out against it based off defamation situations. And I hear that in this video as well, he also mentions Billy Mitchell again, which means it might expose him to more future lawsuits. I don't know, bro. But this is crazy. So here's the video. It's called "The Completionist is a Lying Con Artist." 4 hours and 30 minutes. Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, bro. This is Karl is striking back. He's striking back, okay? And yes, I have not watched the video. I will probably watch it this evening with you guys as much as possible. Like, this is a full movie. This is Avatar movie. This is actually wild in terms of how much is in one video. And if this man is covering 4 hours of debunking and calling him a liar is I don't know what to do with this information. He does have a summary or like some timestamps we can look at right now. It reads, Gerard lied about being under criminal investigation. Gerard committed charity fraud. Gerard committed theft by false pretense. The OHF and Gerard were intentionally lying about supporting the UCF for many years. Gerard is the hero of the story. Gerard's story is ridiculous. Gerard lies about not being able to donate earlier. Gerard lies about the Twitch revenue being added during Indieland. Gerard lies about the amount of direct donations received. Online accountant lies about golf fundraiser. Gerard tries to hide many income sources he promised would go to charity. Gerard admitted to theft by embezzlement. Gerard lies about covering all Indieland expenses. Gerard lies about the status of the OHF in California. Gerard lies about me entertaining conspiracy theories. Gerard lies about what I said. Gerard can't keep his story straight. And he does a response to the accountant's video defending Gerard. So Karl Jobst is saying, you are a liar. And he has 4 hours worth of content proving that he is a liar. And I imagine you guys want me to watch the video. So, that's all I have for you for now, because again, I haven't watched the video. I have to watch it to give you guys the full details, the full context, or anything that I kind of discover outside of the TLDR. So I will be doing it this evening and probably tomorrow as well, more than likely. Twitch.tv/Inferno Omni. Come follow me. We will. Oh my God. And we'll. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm just overwhelmed by a 4-hour video and how this situation has not ended. Also, as a follow-up, when it comes to TwitchCon stuff, remember we talked about Nina Lin and Zoe Spencer last video? They were basically banned on Twitch for essentially essaying this kid named Saeed, right? There was multiple clips where they basically was trying to hold him down and throw it back on him. And then there was another clip that I couldn't show you guys where they literally got on top of him and tried to take off his clothes in bed. And everyone felt like, hey, finally, justice for Saeed. Because the fact is that when it comes to guys, when they kind of experience this situation, which is SA, it's just SA. There's no revert. Just SA is what you guys have communicated to me. It's just SA. They don't. The treatment is not the same. I think my you know, I've talked about how I have been subjected to this as well, and it feels weird calling it something when it's treated in a completely different way, because then it feels like I'm saying something, but it's being received differently. So it doesn't feel like the thing that's happened to me is the same thing. You guys communicated to me that it's important to say it to kind of normalize it. But it almost, to me, it feels like by saying it, but the treatment continues to stay the same, that it just doesn't feel the same. That as a victim to this situation, it does not feel the same when it's not treated the same. That was kind of basically my as a person who's went through it. It's hard to call something a thing when no one ever acknowledges it. And this is the reason why. Nina Lin has been unbanned from Twitch after serving a 1-day ban for the SA incident involving Siki's assailant, Saeed. Okay? This is why I don't know why I feel like the word doesn't hold the same weight. Because this is a situation where if 2 men were trying to do the exact same situation that happened to Saeed, they would have been gone a long time ago. You would have never heard from them ever again. That would have been gone. Out. So they would have got, it would have been really bad. Really. Apparently, they only served a 1-day ban for sexually assaulting a man. Saeed actually spoke about the situation. This is Saeed. He was relieved when finally justice was kind of served, and then it got completely 180'd on him.
And being banned is not really anything to me, because at the end of the day, like, sexual assault is a crime, and people that say that it's not sexual assault, I don't know what you think sexual assault is or anything like that, but I don't know what to tell you. Like, as a person that's literally dealt with sexual assault previously, it has taken a lot, like a large total on my head. I've dealt with something like this before, and I didn't want to. When I dealt with it originally, I was working at a job, and it was a gym, and I told my boss about it, and all he did was make jokes about it. And I tried to talk about it a lot more, and I didn't want to tell my parents. And it did affect me a lot.
Yeah, I understand 2000% what Saeed is communicating here. And as you can tell, clearly distraught by it because people joke and make fun and laugh about the concept of any kind of essay that's done to a man for the most part. Even the situation with Saeed, while there's a lot of people that's been supporting him, there were endless amount of comments saying that he was just a bitch. That this is, what are you talking about, bro? You should be lucky that two girls are trying to jump your bones. You should be lucky. You should be thankful. What are you, gay, bro, or stuff? It's nonstop. And he's even communicating how him trying to come out and talk about how this situation affected him, impacted him psychologically, emotionally, and hurt him, it damaged him, and traumatized him. And he's not receiving any kind of support whatsoever. And in the past, it's even coming about this and expressing this is hard. And now I'm seeing like, oh, by the way, this person who kind of done this as well is also now just getting a 1 month suspension. I'm sorry, a 1 day suspension as a victim. You have to understand, like, well, how does that make you feel to know that people can go out here and do this to you and it doesn't actually mean shit?
And this situation did bring back those memories. And that day I was alone, and I just didn't want to, like, I just sat there and thought to myself over and over again. And even this morning I did wake up. I mean, I'm grateful for having friends and stuff like that, and they did reach out to me just to make sure I'm okay. It did take a lot out of me to sit down and talk about this. Like, people that blame other like streamers for not doing anything, they did do stuff. I've had conversations with multiple other streamers, and they did offer me solutions, and I didn't take them because I just didn't think the outcome would happen.
Yes. So the solutions, maybe seeing a therapist or basically talking about it. It's one of those things like, hey man, you should talk about it. You should express how you feel. And he's like, no, I've been in this path before. I've been here before. I've played these games before. No one's going to care. They're going to make fun of me. I'm going to be dragged. It's not going to be seen as important. And exactly what he thought the outcome would be is exactly what occurred. Once the news popped, okay, Saeed said, quote, retweet, "This is just unreal." Like, imagine the people who have caused you, literally assaulted you, sexually assaulted you, received a 24-hour ban. And now they're just back to doing whatever they're doing. That's the punishment. It's also the reason why people right now are revolting even more towards Twitch, because there seems to be something that's happening when it comes to the corporation, when it comes to complete incompetence. There's zero consistency. There's no accountability for the damage that they've been doing. When they say things, they don't really mean it. The whole thing with TwitchCon, and this has been happening for absolute years, to the point where people feel like that Twitch needs to be completely dismantled in terms of its ownership and how people are running it. But this, I don't understand it. I don't know, but Twitch is going to have to reply to this. This is not going to be left unsaid. Okay, this whole 24-hour ban, this is not something that people will shut up about. This is a big freaking deal, and people want answers, and I will keep you guys updated as they are, but this is just completely, absolutely abhorrent. A lot of men don't feel comfortable coming out about these situations because, again, it doesn't feel like it's being treated as a big deal. It's one of those things that kind of, solidifies, like, as a man, and some of you guys may understand this, where it's kind of like, yeah, I probably should just keep this. There's what does it do for me to let people know about what happened to me? It serves no purpose, and I will probably get more flack than support. It almost feels like it's a burden to share this with other people, to share these stories. We keep a lot of it. I've kept a lot of it inside as well. It feels like a burden. And no matter how much you guys say, like, hey man, we do support you kind of things, it feels like the world or society will shut you down, period. It literally is kind of just reflecting what a lot of us feel as men as this is how it's going to be treated. All right, guys, I'm going to stop right here, okay? Because I need to go edit this video. This is already going to be too long. And we only talked about like 3 topics, and there's more to talk about as well. So I'll probably drop another video for you guys Tuesday and or Wednesday. And we will be streaming again this evening to cover up all of the details and the things that we didn't talk about as well. There's so much news to talk about that I will be yapping until infinity. But that means I get to hang out with you guys. So thanks for watching. I love y'all. Take it easy. Subscribe if you guys haven't already. Come to the Twitch channel. Come follow if you haven't already. And I will just be doing my job, yapping as much as possible. Because the 2025 is the story that never freaking ends. I love you guys. Y'all take it easy. Brush your teeth. Don't get halitosis. It will really be bad if you fumble your girl because your breath stinks. I love y'all. Y'all take it easy. Peace.